What do you want to be when you grow up? Do you remember thinking about that when you were young? When you were being inspired by your heroes and had uncapped creativity? Before you had any thoughts about being sensible? What did you want to be? Now, when did that start to change? When did your thoughts of being a rock star, a filmmaker, or an explorer, gourmet chef, or even global gypsy change to aspiring to be a plumber, manager, or accountant, or lawyer? We hear time and time again the same rhetoric. Go to school, study hard, get good grades so you can get a good career and you will be set for life. But this notion, which is so deeply ingrained in our society, no longer works. For generations, whether it be through parents, social pressure, or economic necessity, we've been influenced to let go of dreams of a truly fulfilling life in favor of a secure career and a safe retirement. But does this sacrifice even create this promised security? The idea that a single career could give us the certainty of income throughout our working life, as well as provide enough to look after us in retirement, is a hangover from the technical revolution of the 19th and 20th centuries. In this age, we could reasonably expect to work in one career and one company for a lifetime. Social Security, which was established in the United States in 1935, was advertised as a way to support workers after their retirement, as it kept paying them a portion of their income after their working lives. Yet in 1935, life expectancy for American men was only 60 years of age, whilst retirement age was 65, meaning that most people didn't live long enough to receive it. 80 years ago, the system worked. There was less excessive spending. 75% of males were working, and many people died before they could even use their Social Security. Ultimately, the social economy survived because a large working class supported it, while very few withdrew from it. After the end of World War II, massive improvements in healthcare, technology, and social prosperity resulted in huge population growth. Between 1946 and 1964, 76.4 million babies were born in the United States and made up a staggering 40% of the nation's population. And while this initially stimulated economic growth, the aging population is now drawing extremely heavily upon it. A rapid era of change is upon us. The birth of the internet in 1969 marked the beginning of the revolution, and we are more deeply engrossed in this technological world than ever before. It is estimated that by 2025, half of today's jobs will be redundant. Expect to have multiple career changes, periods of unemployment, and inconsistent full-time work. These trends are contributing to the huge growth of government debt. And as more people leave the workforce, unbearable strains are being placed on the remaining taxpayers. As the economy weakens, it will become impossible for governments to support anyone who is not completely financially independent. Generations of people around the world have been historically and socially conditioned to believe that to earn an income, you must trade your time for money. This notion, which for so many is unquestionable, is in fact nothing more than an outdated idea originally necessitated by the mass growth of industry. It's about time that we had a better plan. So how do we do this? We need to band together as a community and educate ourselves about how to make the right financial decisions so that we become impenetrable to external influences. Honestly ask yourself, are you living the life of your dreams? Or are you living a compromised life? If you had the freedom of choice to wake up each day and do precisely what you wanted to do, whether that be pursuing knowledge or travel, philanthropy, or simply being with your loved ones, what would you do? This is not an impossibility. Those who pursue it have defied the lineage of history by creating an income independent of government or employment. Within the next decade, both job security and government support will rapidly decrease. Therefore, it is essential that we, as individuals and a community, discover better pathways to live inspired lives, free from money stress and vulnerability. We want to create a community where this very topic is at the heart of an open dialogue. We want education, shared ideas, and debate on how we can all live engaged and enriched lives. We want the lessons of the privileged few to be available to everyone who wants to learn. The most precious thing any person can ever buy is their time. So let's create this world. As the late, great Robin Williams quoted so beautifully, I want to live deliberately. I want to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life, to put to rout all that was not life, and not when I had come to die, discover that I had not lived.